Hello, I'm talking to you. Am I even here? Mind your business. Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Your Business. 3 quick things. 1, I am from the United States of America, so if you're from a different culture, everything in this video may not apply equally to you. Number 2, I am not a licensed professional. And 3, I have now passed 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been there with me on this journey. I may make a video later about it, so if you'd like to see that, leave that down in the comments below. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. Thank you for joining me. What is everybody's problem? I'm just trying to do my job, be a little friendly, you know. Why does everybody have to be so rude? It's so frustrating. Well, here on Mind Your Business, we talk about your mental health and how it relates to your career or your work, and we can find some solutions for you here, so let's dig into that. So when it comes to rude coworkers who don't pay attention to you, maybe they're ignoring you, let's look at something that's in your control first and foremost. The first thing that comes to my mind is there something about you that's turning people off? And I don't mean to shame you in any way or make you feel bad about yourself, but think about it. Like, is it morning when you typically talk to people, and are you just tired and exhausted from the night before? Maybe you have like a face on that's not so welcoming. And I don't mean like makeup or anything. I just mean, is your facial expression not very welcoming? Or maybe do you come into work like right after you went to the gym, and so you haven't showered, maybe you haven't freshened up, and maybe frankly you stink? I don't know, there could be a lot of possibilities here. Just think about some things about yourself and what it's like for you when you walk into work, and what kind of mood you're in and what you bring to the table. And if there's anything that you can change, consider changing it so that maybe you're a little bit more inviting for people to talk with. So taking that out of the equation, one of the first things I would look into is communicating how you're feeling. So you want other people to communicate with you, but are you communicating back out with them? And the thing is, some corporate cultures, some workplace cultures, maybe there's just not a lot of communication. That's just the way it is where you work. So if you're somebody who finds that they need more communication, express that, let people around you know. Hey, I know you're really busy, but I'd like to talk for a few minutes about something. Now, assuming that you've tried that and maybe you need your coworker to communicate with you so that you can get something done, like it's actually necessary for you to do your job, go to your boss. Let your boss know that you're having difficulty, and don't like blame the coworker. Of course, it's a good chance that there's something wrong with the way that they're behaving towards you, but instead of framing it as, well, they're not doing this and they're not, like, don't put it in terms of what they're doing. Just bring up that you need more communication, that you're finding it hard to do the job that you're doing because you need the assistance of this person, or you need this person's input and you're not receiving it. Listen, I'm having a really hard time getting this assignment done. There's some things that I need that I'm not getting. Do you think we can talk about this later? Something else to think about here is that a lot of people, when they go to work, they're not coming to work to make friends. A lot of people see their workplace as somewhere that they just go, they do what they have to do, and they leave. So consider here, are you maybe expecting more from your coworkers than would be appropriate? Maybe you're trying to be a little bit too intimate with them, getting a little bit too close on a friendship level, or maybe even a romantic level, where that's not appropriate, especially for the workplace culture that you exist in. Is there possibly an insecurity that you have that's being expressed in the way that you relate to people at work? I really want Simba to like me. He's kind of cute, but he maybe doesn't see me like that. I should keep things professional and just leave him alone. Remember that you're always allowed to express that you want to be closer with your coworkers, whether that be verbally or non-verbally, but your coworkers are also allowed to not get closer with you and to not take on that level of intimacy with you. Now, here's another way to think about what could be going on when your coworkers are being rude and they're ignoring you. They could be really stressed out right now. Something could be going on in their lives that you don't know about. And possibly you could be stressed out too, and projecting the stress that you're feeling onto them and seeing them as being avoiding and ignoring you, when really it's just because you're going through a hard time right now, so you're seeing it as worse than it really is. And this goes back to the first point that I was making. If you're able to have a conversation about it with them, then you can get some clarity about what's going on. Your husband lost his job. No wonder you're so quiet lately. I'm sorry. It really sucks to have to go to work every day and feel like your coworkers are ignoring you. It feels like they're being rude. You might get stressed out. You might get angry. You might even think about plotting revenge against some of them. Or some days you just might feel really isolated and sad and feel like, what's the point? We can spend a lot of time with our coworkers, and it's natural to want to be friendly and have good relationships with them. But remember that everybody has their own experiences in life, and they're allowed to set limits on how far they want to take that relationship with you. If your needs aren't getting met, of course, communicate that with them. And if they're not communicating with you, go higher up to your boss if communication is something that you need to be able to do your job. Just remember that in general, workplaces are not the place to be deeply intimate with people. If you find that you've been feeling isolated and lonely, I do have some free worksheets on self-esteem over on my Patreon page. Patreon is a place where you can support creators like myself in doing videos like I've done here. Thank you to my patrons who are already supporting me in humanizing mental health. If you like learning about mental health and exploring these topics, you can do them with me at youtube.com/RyanLiberty. Head on over there and hit subscribe. Thank you to my first 1,000 subscribers, and thank you for joining me here on Mind Your Business. Is this person really walking away from me while I'm trying to talk to them? Great, now I gotta pick all these up.